Have you ever been in a moment where your heart sinks, your trust shakes, and the person you love most suddenly feels like a stranger? This story is about one night, one dinner, and one sentence that changed everything. Stay with me till the end, because what happened after will leave you stunned. The restaurant lights were warm, soft, and inviting. The kind of place where couples laugh, share bites of food, and lean closer just to feel connected. I had planned this dinner to be special. I wanted her to feel loved, cared for, safe with me, but as soon as we sat down, something felt off. She kept looking at her phone, smiling at messages I couldn't see. She laughed at something quietly, then brushed it off when I asked what was so funny. I tried to stay calm. I wanted the night to flow naturally, but my chest already felt tight. When the waiter arrived, she gave him a smile that lasted just a little too long. A playful tone slipped into her voice, the kind that wasn't meant for strangers at first. I told myself it was nothing. Maybe I was tired, maybe I was imagining things. But when the waiter walked away, she leaned back, almost glowing, and I asked gently, "Why did you talk to him like that?" Her smile faded. She stared at me, then suddenly raised her voice. "You're overreacting." It was just a harmless flirt. The restaurant went quiet for a moment. People turned their heads. My face burned as I sat frozen in my chair. Her words cut deeper than I expected. Harmless flirt? The phrase kept echoing in my head. I didn't know whether to be angry, sad, or simply broken. She laughed it off, shook her head, and went back to her phone as if nothing happened. But my heart knew something was shifting that night. Something I couldn't ignore. The dinner dragged on, but it didn't feel like dinner anymore. Every bite felt heavy, every silence louder than the music in the background. I watched her fingers move quickly across the screen, her smile appearing again and again for someone else. Inside me, something snapped. Not in anger, but in quiet realization. I had always trusted her. I had believed in her. But at that moment, the connection we built felt fragile. I asked softly, "Who are you texting?" She looked up, eyes sharp, voice firm. "It doesn't matter. Stop being paranoid." The word paranoid stung. Because deep down, I wasn't paranoid. I was hurting. I was watching the person I loved create a space where I didn't belong. I tried to keep calm, but my emotions were tearing me apart. I told her, "It's not about being jealous. It's about respect. You're here with me, yet it feels like you're somewhere else." Instead of understanding, she rolled her eyes. "You're too sensitive. Not everything is such a big deal." Her words turned the table cold. I couldn't even taste the food anymore. I just stared at her, wondering where the warmth we once had gone. What she didn't know was that I wasn't just fighting her actions, I was fighting my own memories. Every laugh we once shared, every night we stayed up talking, every dream we built together, it all flashed in my mind, now clashing against the reality of her dismissive tone. That night was not just a dinner, it was the breaking point. And it was only the beginning. When we got home, I thought maybe things would cool down. Maybe she would apologize or at least try to explain. But instead, she did something I never expected. She went straight to her phone, opened her social media, and posted a picture of herself at the restaurant. The caption, "When you can't even joke without someone acting like it's the end of the world. Chill, I was harmless." My chest tightened as I read it. Not only did she dismiss my feelings, she broadcasted them to the world. She turned our private moment into her public joke. The comments rolled in. Friends laughed. Some teased her playfully. A few even wrote things like, "Wish I was the waiter," and she replied. She actually replied with laughing emojis, with playful hearts. It wasn't harmless anymore. It was betrayal dressed up as humor. I sat there in silence, staring at the glowing screen in her hands. She didn't even notice the pain on my face. Or maybe she noticed and didn't care. In that moment, I felt invisible. My love, my feelings, my loyalty, they all seemed to mean nothing. I realized then that sometimes betrayal doesn't come with lies or cheating. Sometimes it comes with laughter, dismissal, and a complete disregard for the person who trusted you most. The house felt colder than ever. She hummed happily as if nothing was wrong, scrolling through comments, smiling at the attention. I sat, quietly, but inside me was a storm. Memories kept flooding back. The night she first said she loved me. The time she held my hand when life felt heavy. The promises we made under the stars. All of it clashed with the woman sitting in front of me now. I tried to speak. My voice cracked. "Do you even realize what you're doing to me?" She looked at me with confusion, almost annoyance. "You're making this bigger than it is. Stop being dramatic." Her words pierced me again. Dramatic, overreacting, sensitive. Those words turned my pain into a joke in her eyes. I wanted to shout, to cry, to walk away. But instead, I sat still, letting the silence scream louder than my voice. It was in that silence I realized something important. Love without respect cannot survive. Trust without care cannot last. And no matter how much you give, if the other person treats it lightly, it will break you. Days passed, but the wound remained open. She didn't apologize. She didn't acknowledge my hurt. Instead, she carried on as if nothing happened, laughing with others, posting more jokes while I grew more distant inside. One evening, I looked at her and asked myself, is this the love I deserve? The answer was clear. I deserved honesty. I deserved respect. I deserved someone who didn't need to put me down to feel lifted up. That dinner, that post, those words, they didn't just break my heart. They opened my eyes. Sometimes love doesn't end with a fight. It ends with silence, with realization, with a quiet decision in your heart that it's time to let go. And that's what I did. I let go, not with anger, not with hate, but with the understanding that I couldn't keep holding on to someone who didn't value me, because love should never feel like a battle for respect. It should feel like home. If you've ever felt unseen or unheard in love, remember this. You deserve respect, always. Stay till the end of the next story. I promise it will touch your heart.